It's a scene I remember all too well. You wake up, and even before you fully opened your eyes, you can feel it. That heavy, damp blanket over your thoughts. You try to remember what your first task for the day is, but your mind is blank. You feel like you're trying to run a race through deep mud. For years, I stood in my kitchen at 7 a.m., clutching a cup of coffee like a lifeline and blaming my hormones. I told myself, this is just what happens after 50. This is the price of aging. But I was wrong. After 20 years of researching natural medicine and 5 years of living with absolute crystalline clarity, I discovered that the morning mist is rarely an accident. It is an outcome. Most of us are unknowingly sabotaging our brain's natural restoration process in the 3 hours before we close our eyes. Today, I'm revealing the 3 worst foods that are literally clogging your brain while you sleep, and why your dinner choices are the real reason you can't find your words the next morning. To understand why we need to say never to these foods, we have to look at a biological miracle called the glymphatic system. Think of your brain as a busy city. During the day, all that thinking creates trash metabolic waste, like amyloid beta proteins. If this trash piles up, you get brain fog. But here is the net information gain that most people miss. Your brain doesn't have its own traditional drainage system. Instead, it waits until you are in deep, non-REM sleep. At that moment, your brain cells actually shrink by about 60%. This creates space for cerebrospinal fluid to rush in and wash away the toxins. It's like a team of night janitors coming into a building after everyone has left to polish the floors. But here is the catch for us women over 50. Digestion is an energy thief. If your body is busy breaking down a heavy, sugary, or inflammatory meal, it diverts blood flow away from the brain and toward the gut. You might be asleep, but your night janitors never show up for work. So you wake up with yesterday's trash still sitting in your neural pathways. That, my friends, is the definition of morning brain fog. So let's reveal the 3 worst offenders. Number 1, the hidden sugar spike. The first culprit is what I call the healthy sugar trap. That little bowl of ice cream. Those cookies. Even that healthy granola bar you reach for right before bed. I used to think a bowl of grapes or a low-fat yogurt was the perfect light snack before bed. But here is what happens to a menopausal brain. As our estrogen declines, we become far more sensitive to insulin. But when you eat sugar late at night, even natural sugar from fruit, you trigger a glucose spike. Your brain gets a temporary surge of energy, but while you're asleep, your insulin levels come crashing down. This midnight crash triggers a surge of cortisol, the stress hormone. Suddenly, at 3 a.m., your brain is in survival mode. Your sleep becomes shallow, your janitors stop cleaning, and you wake up feeling anxious and incredibly foggy. I call this the sugar fog. In my weekly planning, I have a strict rule: no sugar after 7 p.m. This single shift was the first step in reclaiming my mental sanctuary. Number 2, the alcohol deception. The second culprit is the one many of us use to quiet the mind: alcohol. I hear it constantly in my community. Demi, 1 glass of wine helps me unwind. But alcohol is a master of deception. It is a sedative, not a sleep aid. While it might help you fall asleep faster, it acts as a massive block to REM sleep. REM is the stage where your brain processes your emotions and consolidates your memory. If you drink before bed, you might stay asleep, but your brain is essentially blacked out. It can't perform its nightly reset. Furthermore, alcohol is a neurotoxin that causes immediate inflammation in the gut-brain axis. When you wake up after a night of unwinding with wine, you aren't just tired. your brain is literally inflamed. Harvard researchers have confirmed that alcohol can damage the gut lining and increase what we call intestinal permeability, or leaky gut. When your gut barrier is compromised, inflammatory signals travel directly to your brain. You wake up dehydrated, your brain hasn't cleaned itself, and your gut is inflamed. That triple hit is the perfect recipe for a foggy morning. So I replace that glass with my lemon balm or chamomile ritual. I'm not numbing the stress. I'm actually dissolving it. Number 3, the heavy and late inflammation. The third culprit is heavy, processed, or high-sodium foods eaten too late. After 50, our digestive enzymes aren't as efficient as they once were. When you eat a heavy meal like pasta, processed meats, or salty snacks less than 3 hours before bed, your core body temperature rises. To enter the deep cleaning stage of sleep, your body temperature must drop. By forcing your heart and stomach to work overtime at midnight, you are keeping your brain in a state of digestive alert. I've spent 5 years perfecting my 3-hour rule. I finish my last bite at least 3 hours before my head hits the pillow. This allows my internal sanctuary to move from processing food to purifying the mind. If you feel like your brain is stuck in the morning, look at how hard your stomach was working while you slept. So, what do we do if we are genuinely hungry? I reach for a small handful of walnuts or a few pumpkin seeds. They contain magnesium and healthy fats that actually help the brain enter its cleaning cycle without causing an insulin spike. But please consult your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet. Every body is unique, and what works for me may need to be adapted for you. And as I always say, a ritual is only as good as the system it lives in. Clearing the fog isn't just about what you stop doing. It's about what you start doing to prepare your sanctuary. This is why I put all my research into my free guide, You're Not Losing Your Mind, a simple night reset to clear brain fog. It walks you through the exact evening protocol I've used for 5 years to wake up sharp, focused, and ready for my morning ritual. You can download it for free in the link below. It is the foundation that allows your brain to stay young, no matter what the calendar says. You aren't losing your mind. You aren't just getting old. You are simply a woman who needs a better nightly map. So try finishing your last meal early tonight. Skip the sugar. Say no to the glass of wine. And let me know in the comments, how did your first thought of the morning feel? Thank you so much for being here in my calm corner. Take gentle care of your beautiful brain, be kind to your mind, and be well. I'll see you in the next video.